Hello my money friends, welcome back to the channel. Dunk here from Dunk's Money. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate the support, and thank you for all the liking and commenting on my previous videos. If you are new to the channel, I'm Dunk. I'm from Scotland. I'm an entrepreneur and then I'm an investor. I'm really interested in finance, and this is my YouTube channel where I will share stocks and shares sorts of tips, financial issues and other sort of money matters. I'll be posting videos here, so make sure to subscribe so that you get all my latest videos, and I hope that you will enjoy them. I started off in the world of finance about five years ago or so, and I understand that it can be quite confusing at first, but don't worry, you will get there. Keep watching the videos and watch other folk as well, and you'll learn lots more about finance. I hope you enjoy. Welcome back into the Trading 212 app here with me, Dunk from Dunk's Money. So today I'm going to speak about Aston Martin. Now, if you're from Britain, or actually from anywhere in the world, you might be aware of Aston Martin. They are synonymous with James Bond. They tend to supply the kind of sports cars for all the sort of James Bond movies. Quite a cool brand, Aston Martin. And if you own an Aston Martin, then you're probably not doing too bad for yourself. However, the opposite could be said for the share price, as it is so cheap at the moment. So it's 18th of May, and it's 8:15 in the evening, so the UK stock market has closed, obviously, but you'll see that I've recently viewed it, so let's have a look at it again. So, Aston Martin. So obviously the stock market's closed, but 38 pence a share in Aston Martin, which just seems ridiculous. If you look over the last 3 months, let's bring the... So we were up there, we're £4 a share, and that was back in February, so just prior to lockdown. Common with many companies that I'm looking at, February seems to be the kind of the cliff where it all seems to drop off. If we look over 1 year or even max, let's have a look right at the top here. £14 something, £14, and that was back in November 2018. So we can see there the share price has dropped, and there are various reasons for the share price dropping. Obviously, the more obvious reason you think at the moment is with the coronavirus. I mean, today it's risen by 4 pence, but we'll go into the reasons for the drop, and I've explained there are various reasons for why the stock price has dropped recently. Hello YouTube, hello money friends, welcome back to another episode here on Dunk's Money with me, yours truly Dunk, the host for this evening. So today we're going to talk about Aston Martin. Now, if I say Aston Martin to you, what comes into your mind? Probably thinking of the very expensive cars, luxury cars that they build, like the Vanquish, Aston Martin Vantage. You probably think of James Bond. I mean, the Aston Martin brand is synonymous with James Bond, as that's the car of choice. But would you think of Aston Martin as being a company that are struggling financially? Would you imagine that Aston Martin's stock price would be in the 30 pence sort of region? Probably not, but yeah, Aston Martin have been struggling for a wee while now, and I will explain why. So Aston Martin are currently listed in the London Stock Exchange, and their ticker is AML. You can go and check them out and see what you think. They first had their initial public offering was October 2018, and do you know how much it was for a share in Aston Martin in October 2018? £19 a share. They're based in Warwick in the United Kingdom, and today, 21st of May, their total market capitalisation is £592 million. Now, when they first launched publicly, their market capitalisation back then was 1.4 billion in 2018, but today they are £592 million. Now, as we know, guys, market capitalisation is when you take today's stock price and times it by the number of shares that are out there. And that's how you come to that figure. So as we can see, it's the market cap has really dwindled on Aston Martin, and there are many reasons why that is. Just some other key figures for you. Their price to earnings ratio, so that's the price of the stock in comparison to their earnings, is 0. Now, the reason it's 0 isn't because they haven't got any earnings. The reason it's 0 is because their earnings per share is in the negative. So their earnings per share is minus 10 pence a share. So as you can see, so far, not looking very good. It's a more statistics for you guys, because we do love statistics. Well, I do. Their revenue since 2017 has relatively remained the same. So over the last 3 years, their revenue, which is total sales, has remained relatively the same. If you look at the bar chart, if you go into their balance, their revenue income, you'll see. However, their net profit their net profit in 2017, they made a net profit in 2017, but since 2017, their profit they've been making a net loss every year since 2017. So as we can see, guys, it's not looking too good for Aston Martin, and their assets, they've got more assets than they have debt or liabilities. They've got £26 billion of assets today, but their debt to asset ratio is 84.5%. So, it's a fair chunk of debt to have in comparison to their assets. So there's been many reasons for Aston Martin's sort of demise. The most obvious thing that you'll probably think of will be the coronavirus lockdown. What you find, everyone, is that when purses and wallets are being struck, so for example, loads of folk are being laid off, furloughed, etc., the first thing normally to go is luxuries, and Aston Martin provide a luxury item. So if you haven't got a job, you can't afford your Aston Martin Vanquish, can you? No. And that's why they've really been hit hard by the coronavirus lockdown. Sales have really dipped. They've also had previous issues. So following the initial public offering, £19 a share, the stock kind of flopped. They just had massive debts, and actually some of the executives have had to take a pay cut. So it's not looking good for the company at all. Now, on the 19th of May, and excuse me guys, I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I get everything exactly precise and correct here. I don't want to make numbers up. 19th of May 2020, I was sitting on the Trading 212 app, and I saw I had £6 of free funds. And I thought, I've got £6 here, what can I spend that £6 on? I could buy a Costa coffee and a cake, which I really enjoy, by the way. I do love cake. Or I could stick that £6 into Aston Martin shares. Now you're probably thinking, Dunk, you are a flipping idiot. That's mad. Why would you do that? The way I looked at it, I could buy a cake and a coffee for £6, say, eat it, enjoy it, but then it's done. It's gone, right? Or I can put £6 into Aston Martin shares, and let's just see what happens with it. I mean, they're dirt cheap, so I picked the shares up at 38.9 pence. 38.9 pence a share. Imagine if you'd bought them at £19 a share in 2018. I bought them at 38.9 pence a share, and I bought 14 shares. So we'll see what happens with it. Now, in June 2019, the share price was at £10. And then in January, just past here, January 2020, prior to lockdown, it was up at £4.50. So we can see there that the lockdown has had an effect on the stock price as well as the other factors. So let's jump in the app, and you can watch me, yours truly, buying Aston Martin shares. Am I an idiot? Or is it wise? Who knows? YouTube followers, welcome back into the Trading 212 app here with me, Dunk, from Dunk's Money. It's the 19th of May, and I have got a Buckshee £6.04 sitting in my free funds, and you know what? I would normally spend that, if not more, on a Starbucks coffee with a cake. Yes, I would always have a cake. I do like my cakes. So what I'm thinking is, you know what? I am going to buy £6 worth of Aston Martin stock. Yes, you're probably thinking, Dunk, you're flipping off your head, you're mad. But you know what? Why not? I have got £6 there sitting doing nothing. I could buy a coffee and a cake, or I could buy a hopefully value appreciating asset. Obviously a cake and a coffee doesn't exactly appreciate in value, does it? It depreciates. Yeah, anyway, that's a bit disgusting, but right. So the analysis I've already done with you, so let's just buy. Right, let's have a look. What can I get for my £6? 15 shares. Let's try that. 14. Right, 14 Aston Martin shares, £5.45, no commission, boom. I should confirm pretty quickly because the market is currently open. 38.9 pence. Wow. Let's have a look here, guys, right? So in the last... Oh, that's it done. So last month, so today it's 39 pence. And then there, in April, it's 56 pence a share in April. Okay, last 3 months. So up there it was £4 and 5 pence in February, hit by lockdown. Let's have a look in the last year. Actually, let's have a look max. £15 last October 2018. It's just come plummeting down. Anyway, I've bought that. I'll leave it. It's better than putting money into a coffee. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed. So as you saw there, everyone, I bought those 14 shares at 38.9 pence in Aston Martin. Maybe I'm being stupid, but hey, I'm not spending money on coffees and cakes due to lockdown. Let's chuck into shares. Let's see what happens. You know what? I don't mind. I'm quite happy. It's £6. For me, £6 is nothing really. I'm quite happy to put £6 into it, and we'll see what happens. Now, just some further information which might be useful to you. So, obviously, Aston Martin don't pay a dividend either, by the way. I don't know if I had to tell you that, but they don't pay a dividend. Now, in April 2020, so last month, the Mercedes F1 boss, Toto Wolff, who is an Austrian guy, he in April had bought up 4% of the Aston Martin shares. So you have to wonder why that is. Apparently Aston Martin are being kind of prepped as being the kind of Mercedes B-class team in terms of F1, and some other sort of billionaires have been buying up stocks in Aston Martin this year. So I don't know if they're taking advantage of the low stock price with plans to be using Aston Martin maybe in F1 next year. So that's quite positive, I suppose. At least somebody is forward planning. So if he's putting money into it, that's a good sign for me. But anyway, like I say, it's only £6. So I'm going to see what happens with the Aston Martin stock price. It'll be interesting to see. You've probably all got your own opinions on Aston Martin. That's fine. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think I'm being an idiot? Or anyway, we'll see what happens with it. But I hope you've enjoyed this short little video, guys. And remember to hit subscribe so you'll get all my videos as they come out. And thank you for commenting on previous videos. It's been great. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit like just to show me so I know that I'm putting out the right content. That'd be excellent. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens to the Aston Martin stock price. Today, 21st of May, it has gone down a couple of pence. So I'm down a couple of pence, but let's wait and see what happens. £6. What can I lose? Enjoy. 22nd of May, 2020. Let's jump back into the Trading 212 app and let's see what's happening with the shares today. Fingers crossed. Welcome back into the Trading 212 app with me, Dunk from Dunk's Money. So today is the 22nd of May 2020. Let's have a look at the portfolio and let's see what Aston Martin is doing today. So as you all know, I stupidly or rightly purchased 14 shares in Aston Martin, 38 pence a share, and I'm down 55 pence. Oh well. So I'm down 55 pence on my Aston Martin shares today, the 22nd of May. So we will see what happens. If we look there, everybody, the checkered line is where I've entered the market, and today it's down to 35p. So, wow. Let's see what happens with it. So I really hope you enjoyed that video there. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment below and tell me what you think. If you like this video, please make sure to like it. And please remember to hit subscribe and you'll get all my latest videos. All the best, guys. I'm Dunk and I love money. So should you.